All right,
All
well,
right.
welcome back to the South Asia Stage group stage. Here we are with the Group D match this time around. Footsteps in Japan versus 6-7 haters. I'm Space, and with me today is Jagannath.
Hello, hello. First time commentating a match for the tournament, and again, there hasn't been many, but this will be an interesting match. Uh, I'm interested to see how 6-7 haters do. I know, obviously, I know a little bit about both of these teams and how they've been prepping for stuff, but overall, I'm very interested to see how they match up, especially Musa versus Smudgy, as those tier one seeds, how they'll individually do.
Yeah, definitely. So, Maji a bit better on the tapping side, moves a bit better on the mechanics usually, rather more consistent, if I must say. Smudgy sometimes does find those silly misses, kind of ends up tanking his score, but I think we're done with the roles already. Musa with the
Yep.
second pick, Smudgy with the second ban. What does mean Footsteps in Japan is going to be the first ban here.
Hard Rock 1 ban. I expected, yeah, I think that's pretty expected. I think Smudgy and Zelaine would probably be the 6-7 haters, Hard Rock 1 players.
Mhm.
I think that's a good ban
Yeah,
for Footsteps in
the ban
Japan.
being just largely AM is like probably a very good ban coming in. Smudgy banning the Fremont 2.
Yeah, maybe
It's kind
I
of it's,
guess
it's kind of interesting. Why not the Hidden 2 and the Fremont 2? Like, Smudgy can surely tank the Hard Rock. Or maybe it's because there's no one to play the Hard Rock. If Smudgy is forced to go on the Hidden, that kind of makes sense.
yeah, yeah. I think I'm
And
trying to
yeah,
think
go on.
when it comes to these both their tier three seeds. I wonder who will be, if any, we'll see anyone step in. Obviously, I think some of these maps may be a bit above the cuff for some of the tier three seeds, but Raiko has been putting in a decent amount of practice. I'm not sure about Click Machine, but I'm interested to see if they're going to have any roster changes, or we're just going to see Itachi Musa versus Smudgy Zelaine in this.
Yeah. I think if it has to be, it has to be on some of the special aspects. So to say, like No More
Right.
5, Hidden 2, and that's where you can see some of the tier 3s come in because most of the top players not really good at that. And speaking of picks, I think we have a first one, DT1, very expected pick coming in from 6-7-8 is Maji and Zelaine, both really good at those DTM maps in general.
Yep. I think this 6-7 haters is a very confident team when it comes to these DT picks. Obviously, Zelaine. I think if people have been around, Zelaine is a very good DT player. I think he said himself he's a bit rusty, but I think he's still on a map like this can do really well. And then obviously Smudgy, he's rank one for a reason, right?
Yeah,
He'll put in a
definitely.
good shift on this. I'm really interested to see how Itachi will do. I think Musa will do well on this. I think
Yeah, I think
um,
Itachi is the real wild card, so to say. We really do not know how it will turn out for him. I
yeah,
think that
this
will
is
largely dictate how the map goes, and which side
I
has the
think
favor.
that I think that applies to a lot of the maps as well when it comes to. I think this format in general. I think a lot of it comes down to how well your tier two player does as that
Mm.
supporting combo. I mean, we saw obviously in the Osu Master Skin Freak match, we saw some really good things from Torty as an individual, right? I think it got them
Yeah,
over the edge on that
and
comeback
definitely
streak.
Totti top scored a bunch of maps as well, including the tiebreaker. So that's
Yeah,
something that really can affect the outcome of a match. How well your tier two is performing. We
yeah,
getting into the first map here, DT1, 231 BPM.
yep. Very standard DT1, not 10.3, so it may be a bit more accessible for everyone in the lobby.
I think most of these players are more familiar with 10.3 or higher,
Yeah.
especially Smudgy and Zelin. I think even Musa as well. I think they would
Yeah, I
prefer
think
it to be a higher AR, in fact.
yeah, I think even myself, right? I'm a DT main, but 10.3 without hidden for me is still a bit tough. So I
Mhm.
wonder how it'll do. And we're gonna see the first break come in for Zelaine. I think he misses one or mistaps one of those triples. So slight score lead now in favor of Footsteps in Japan as we get into this first, you know, break here, 1/4 way into the map.
I thought you're doing pretty well though, lacking a bit on the act, but still managing to hold on the full combo through the first quarter of the map. And if Footsteps in Japan does not find a miss, I think that might be it for 6-7-8ers because we're seeing a lot of slow parts here. as we move into the Ki.
Yeah, I think 6-7 haters are definitely wanting Itachi or mainly Musa to miss on one of these sections, and they're going to get their wish. Musa's going to break on that burst section, and however, the score lead is starting to go down now. Oh, but that break from Smudgy is really not going to help things. That's the full combo gone for 6-7 haters. It's just Musa versus this recovery from Zlane, and you can see the score lead, even with Itachi finding a few more breaks, still going in the favor of Footsteps in Japan. And now 3/4 of the way into the map, 110k
Zlane
difference.
also finding a miss there, and I think I'd like to point out Musa's accuracy, the 99% compared to Smudgy's and Zlane's 95, 96. I think that's a real big difference maker. Even if they managed to hold on the combo, the superior accuracy for Musa there would have probably given them the map anyway.
Yeah, this is a very, very good start to this match if your Footsteps in Japan. This is looking like an imminent break point, and I don't think that there's much that 6-7 haters can do. Musa putting in a very solid shift. Itachi putting up a solid score on his own as well at that 300k. And yeah, that act, 98 act. Musa's a guy that, I saw him sign up. Obviously, he's a high-ranked player. I didn't know too much about him, but very impressed with how he did in qualies and starting off the group stage very, very well, potentially with an FC as we get into the slowdown here at the end of the map.
And that is going to be the FC for Musa, 97.6 accuracy. Comfortably, I think that's a 1v2 as well, beating out the combined score of Smudgy and Zlane all by himself.
That's a 1v2. That is a very, very solid score from
honestly,
Musa.
Itachi did pretty well, I think, matching up to Zlane in some aspect. Just a bit lower on the accuracy, but I think the performance overall is kind of comparable. I think Smudgy was the one kind of lacking here compared to Musa as that tier 1 to tier 1 comparison. Finding that miss and a bit of an act drop as well.
Musa, Prima 2 is banned. All right, it's all good. He saw his mistake. It's fine. It's fine. I'm interested to see how the mods are going to go for this free mod 1. I assume for Footsteps in Japan.
I think it's going to be Musa and Smudgy on the hard rock, Itachi's on the hidden, if I have to guess.
Yeah, I think for 6-7 haters, this is a difficult map. I don't know how well.
But also, I'm not too really confident the AR9 hidden for Zlane. I'm not sure if that's something he wants to go for. But I do think Smudgy on the HR is a better score overall.
Yeah,
unless Zlane's really comfortable on that HR, which I think then maybe Smudgy can pick that up.
Yeah, I think it comes down to if Zlane cannot or is gonna really lowball on this hidden AR9, then maybe Smudgy will just take one for the team and go hidden and let Zlane play hard rock. But I think it may be a better decision to let Smudgy take hard rock and Zlane do what he can on that hidden.
And Musa, well-known hidden hater, so I don't see him going hidden. So he is going to be on the hard rock.
And he's part of. That's my brother.
He might go hidden hard rock. That might be something. But hidden only, definitely not. That's going to be Hitachi's frontier, I guess.
I think I'm very interested to see how Itachi does.
I see something which.
See some good looks.
Musa is number 5 on this map. Hidden hard rock.
Oh wow! All right.
That's something. I mean, shout out to chat for pointing that out, but.
Then hey, I mean, if he decides to hit an hard rocket, I would not be too surprised. But we won't. Yeah. We'll see what we expected. Musa and Smudgy on those hard rocks. Itachi, Zlane on hidden. So, I wonder if the top scoring on the regular leaderboard into not FCing in lobby curse is going to come into effect.
I think that is very highly likely.
It is a known phenomenon. I've seen it so many times. And in the
so far, I think there's been an early miss from Zlane. I think he's about 20 combo less than everyone else.
I think Itachi's feeling really comfortable on this right now comparatively to Zlane. Obviously, Zlane with a bit of an act advantage as well, but that act diff between Musa and Smudgy on the hard rocks also contributing to the score lead for Footsteps in Japan.
Going the first PI section, We have footsteps in Japan with a slightly 20,000 right now. No other drops since the early combos up and there. No one messing up on that part. A lot of accuracy drops though.
Yeah, Itachi really tanked the Ak on that burst section. About the 94 right now. You see that does a lot for the score difference. Now it flips back over to 6-7 haters.
And the leads like barely 3 digits. Oh, Zillion with the miss.
Oh, I think that's a mistap on that burst for Zilane. And you can see now that score lead's going to start rocketing over to footsteps in Japan as now Smudgy finds himself in a 1v2 against these two full combos. And on the slowdown, you can see the score lead continuing to grow. Let's see what happens in the second Ki. It's not really that fast, but...
The footsteps in Japan still with the double FC going on against Smudgy's 1 FC. Oh, Zillion getting tripped up on the jumps there. Smudgy finding a miss. Ooh.
And that might be the map, like, already. Itachi's going to find a miss, but you can see 200k score difference. The map is almost over. It is just Musa right now on this hard draw.
Musa kind of hard carrying this right now.
Yeah, and now at the break, they're going to kind of see the situation.
Not to discount Itachi's contribution as well, almost matching Smudgy.
Yeah, very good score from Itachi on this.
I mean, you can call it the Musa difference, but I think it's more of a team gap, honestly.
Yeah, I think Itachi did what he needed to do. 600k on this is not bad at all. Winning the hidden 1v1 against Zilane, and then Musa doing what he needed to do. And he will get the full combo. 2 for 2 for Musa so far in this match. That is a very solid pickup for Footsteps in Japan. And now if you're 6-7 haters, back to the drawing board. Ball is now in their court. What do they want to pick?
Consider their picks here.
Yeah.
No joke, just send the hidden.
It would not be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
I wonder. Would they want to pick into DT?
DT3 maybe if Zillion can keep up.
Yeah.
The Smudgy is really good at DT2, DT3, those kind of tapping maps.
Yeah,
No Maku might not be bad either, but then again, Zillion not really too good on the streams. So it's kind of their skill sets are at opposite.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, right? Because I think the one place where I saw the overlap is that DT1, and they ended up not converting it, but they're gonna go into DT2. I think this is if Zilane if this is something in his wheelhouse, this is a solid pick. We know what Smudgy can do on a DT2. And then I'm not too familiar with Itachi on DT, so I'm not really sure what to expect. Same with Musa.
Well, this is kind of combo gameable. We can
yeah.
see some whack high combo scores on the last map that this was played on.
Shout out Sanch KK. Just a we do love a Sanch KK DT too.
Yeah. I think if you hold even 90 AK and you're able to get to like 7 or 8, that's still like 500k score.
Yeah.
So you can very well combo game this.
My teammates have my red team has put a copy paste in the chat. I will say this is where the Footsteps in Japan name comes from. As someone who is in their team chat, I know this lore. I don't think it's the full one though. I think the full one would take up the entire thing, but I think we're gonna get into this now.
It's like cut off towards the end there, but yeah, I feel
it's 50%. We got the gist.
Okay, we're getting in third map. 6-7 haters looking to consolidate their own point and not give up another one. If they give up another break point here, that's going to be really bad and really hard to come back with.
Yeah, I think this is. I mean, obviously it's their second pick, but you do not want to put it in a position where you may have to come back from a 4-0.
I mean, when that's not out of the way, we did see a 4-1 comeback earlier today. Anything can happen, but so far we have Itachi with the 1 miss.
Yeah, I think broke on a burst and also struggling with some of the axe on these bursts as well, but still early stage into this map. And you can see the double FC for Zilane and Smudgy.
Zilane looking quite comfortable, keeping up with both Musa and Smudgy on this.
Yeah, we get into this first Ki though. see if there's anything that trips up anyone. And I will say Itachi's act has recovered, but it's right now that combo difference from that early break is contributing to this 70 or 40k score lead right now. But ooh, a break from Zalane on that aim pattern.
Aim pattern.
I think he over-aimed that square.
I think all is not lost.
All is not lost.
Recovering combo, but he did trade off, but missed effectively earlier in the leads. Back in favor of Footsteps in Japan for now.
Yeah, I think if you're 6-7 haters at that break, you're really needing Itachi to miss and kind of let this be a 1v1 versus Smudgy and Musa, but 50k now in favor of Footsteps in Japan. See, Itachi is, you can see the shake on him, but he's continuing to hold this combo, which is so big, as Musa's keeping up this 1v1 with Smudgy. There's a break.
That's exactly what 6-7 haters needed here, and the lead's coming back in their favor. 80,000 points and dropping.
And Itachi finding another break. That's 80k score lead in favor of Footsteps in Japan, but FC from Smudgy, good recovery from Zalane. They're going to probably need to hold these for the map, for the rest of the map, and you're seeing the score leads going down really quickly. It's 45k right now. I think the act might be doing a bit of favors for Footsteps in Japan, and for Musa trying to hold on to this. But that break from Itachi again. See, that score lead's going to shift back over so quickly now to 6-7 haters. Zalane will find a break. I don't know if it'll be enough. Itachi not able to capitalize with any type of recovery combo.
Misses from Itachi, not allowing Footsteps in Japan to capitalize on their lead, and the end double FC from Musa and Smudgy.
Yeah, I think that's a really good recovery from Zalane. Obviously missed right at that halfway point, but good on him to stay in it and get a 500k, and Itachi an admirable 450k on him. But some of these breaks at the end of the map.
And Musa does go 3 for 3.
3 for 3. We'll see. Everyone pull up Polymarket.
How long? How long can he keep this up?
And I wonder. And now we're at a very interesting point, because if Footsteps in Japan do not consolidate this point here, this match is back even, and it feels very, very doable now for 6-7 haters. Especially because I think if from that win on, they're gonna go for No Mod 5, Footsteps in Japan. Well, I was gonna say for 6-7 haters, I think they'll definitely want to pick DT3 next. After that DT2, I think you definitely want to go after Itachi on that type of skill set. But this No Mod 5, interesting, to say the least.
This is going to be an act battle, honestly.
Yeah, somebody's slider.
Because comboing this is not really hard. It's just that keeping your act on the polyrhythms and trying to maintain combo while doing that as well to a certain extent, because the aim also changes speed according to some of these BPM changes. So if you go too fast or you go too slow for a second, and then that just might be it.
We are not going to see, not looking like any of the 2-3 players coming in for this match, so it'll still be this 2v2. The reason I'm mentioning is I did see some scores from Raiko, so I'm interested to see if he would come in for any of these maps, but it does not look like if he is, it'll be this one. So we get underway on No Mod 5. 2 minutes, much shorter map than what we've had before, but let's see who'll keep up their act, if we'll have any unfortunate breaks, because like you said, Space, this map is not super difficult combo-wise, but if you do find a break, that could be a massive difference maker.
So far early on, Zalane finding the miss, but there is no act on the side of Footsteps in Japan.
Yeah, very early on in the map, but again, 2 minutes. Feels like every early miss is a little bit more amplified than on something like that DT3, for example.
Zalane finding another miss.
A bit more. Ooh, yeah, that miss matters a little bit more.
But crucially, though, I would like to plus Smudgy is holding pretty good accuracy, 98.5, and Musa and Itachi on the 95 to about 97.
Yeah,
ballpark there. I think Zalane's the one who's clearly suffering over here.
That's one of the main contributors to the score lead, even without the combo, right? It's down there at 90% Zelane as we get close to the halfway mark. About 100k difference for Footsteps in Japan, seeing what they can get.
We still have the double FC on the side of Footsteps in Japan.
Slowly inching up that score lead.
We do have a kind of a tricky part here coming up.
Itachi finds a break. And that score lead's going down pretty fast now. Oh, but Zelane finds a big miss, and that could have been it if he could have kept holding. I think they could have brought that back, but now it's a 1v1 between Musa and Smudgy. And if you're Smudgy, you need Musa to break pretty much now in order to make up this difference. He's not going to get it. Musa will hit that stream pattern.
Stream catching both Itachi and Zelane. Smudgy missing.
Oh, but Smudgy goes down. Yeah, if it wasn't over already, it definitely is now. Musa is putting on a clinic right now.
4-on-4?
Potentially. 800k. Not that much left in this map.
Now that is going to be 4 out of 4 FCs for Musa.
What an amazing start from Musa in this tournament. 4 out of 4. And a massive consolidation of their own point. 3-1 now as 6-7 haters on the back foot once again. They're going to need to get a break point at some point if they want to try to take this map or match either in tiebreaker or, well, before then. But it starts now with their pick, which I'm really just expecting to be DT3.
You can't double pick though, right?
Oh, can you not double pick? That's a bad thing to say as the host. Bad thing to say as the host, but yeah. If they can't pick DT3 right now, maybe you try to test the Hard Rock.
Yeah, but HR1 is banned out. If I remember, HR2 the only Hard Rock pick open.
I wonder what Itachi... not on my side.
No, I think it looks fine. It looks fine.
It looks fine for me.
As you say, they are going for the Hard Rock to pick, looking in.
Yeah, I will say this Hard Rock 2.
Gonna go out.
Yeah, I saw a lot of the feedback and kind of the discussion around this Hard Rock 2. It can be very kind of, if you miss early, if you just get the wrong miss early in the map, it may just be over. But then again, it is a Hard Rock 2, right? As the resident Hard Rock 2 one trick.
That's the kind of pattern you see with the smaller maps in general.
Yeah.
You find a miss early on and then you're just done for because there is really nothing else to combo.
Yeah. Let's see. Itachi will be out, or not in the lobby at the moment, but going to assume he's just practicing the map quickly before coming back in. Not expecting to see Click Machine make an appearance. Yep, and there he is. I'm going to go take a walk on the... I saw electric tiles, true. We are generating electricity.
Alright, if 6-7 haters do lose this, it will be match point for Footsteps in Japan. I don't think they want that.
Yeah, match point, and you have to...
And on their own pick.
On their own pick, it's going to be very difficult.
We're getting in 6.5 CS, your precision test map. Not too taxing on the BPM side though, but very short, as you did mention earlier. Some early act drops coming from Itachi. Down to the 70s, but it's like very early in the map.
Yeah, we're going to see an early break for Zelane and for Itachi, trading that out, and the act as well for Itachi, really struggling early on in this map. Like you said, very early on. But again, if you are not super comfortable on this type of Hard Rock 2 map, it can be very difficult. And you can see a little bit of nerves on Itachi down there at 81. So for now, good score advantage for 6-7 haters. And Musa finally breaks the F3 streak. We will not get 5, and that may, and like I mentioned, that might just be the map. Like already, like it might, the map might just be lost already.
That's good news for 6-7 haters because they really wanted to win this one.
Yeah. And Smudgy doing it very well.
Zillion with a good recovery combo as well.
Yeah, good axe on both of them, relatively. Yeah, Itachi not feeling super comfortable on this map. And we're basically almost over. And there's really no coming back from this if your footsteps in Japan. There's another break from Musa. I think he's just a little bit tilted, but it is what it is.
Map's too slow, man.
A bit too slow. Hey, look! I was not part of group stage pooling. I was on a work trip. All good.
Zillion and Itachi trading misses there. Musa drops as well. Smudgy finally dropping the FC, but I think he has done what he needs to do.
Yeah, 600k combo difference. This is a very, very comfortable pick for 6-7 haters. Double or 400k on Zillion, almost 700k on Smudgy.
Yeah, Itachi really not too comfortable on this.
Yeah, you could definitely see some of the I think Itachi's been a bit shaky, right? You could see a bit of the nerves, but especially on that map, I think Hard Rock 2, if you are nervous, if you are shaky, Hard Rock 2 can be very punishing. You do not have very much margin of error. But hey, you got top local. We do take those under 25k for Itachi. I mean, W.
It's all about finding those wins.
Yeah, moral victories where we can. But now we are 3-2, and now Footsteps in Japan have a chance to put themselves onto that match point, secure a tiebreaker at least. And I wonder what their pick is going to be.
It will be a Nomad. I don't see Musa picking into hidden.
Yeah, Nomad 4.
It's be the Nomad 4.
I think that's very understandable. I don't think... I'm trying to even think further ahead. I don't think any of them would want to pick like a hidden 2. Probably not a hidden 1.
It's probably going to be DT3 next, and then like a Nomad 2 or something from Footsteps in Japan, if it goes to that, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
We see Raiko coming in for Zillion.
Ooh, okay. There we go. You know, I did mention I saw Raiko practice a few maps, and this was one of them. I saw some of his locals looked very confident on it.
That's interesting. We are the first T3 player appearance.
Yeah.
In the tournament. Let's see what they can pull off. I mean, nerves are definitely going to be a play here.
Yeah, especially I think you know, obviously I've played tournaments for a couple of years now, but first map in a lobby, I always think you always are a bit nervous. There's always a little bit there. So for Raiko, I don't know how much tournament experience he has, but hopefully he can calm himself and give a good performance on this map. Again, a short map, right? We've had 3 in a row, these 2-minute maps. So, again, early misses, kind of misses at that 1/4 mark can be really detrimental to a win or a loss. So,
looks like we are going in. Key point here for 6-7 haters. I really need to get this break point to make the match even again.
Get it into the ramp up here. Oh. Thank you, Bancho.
All good. We're going to the first breakdown section here. We have Raiko with the first miss.
Raiko. Yeah, a break from Raiko and a bit of that act drop as well, down there at 90. And so the score lead's going to go very quickly for Footsteps in Japan.
They do have the double FC on the side for Footsteps in Japan. Looking quite confident on this one. We move into the first break here.
Yeah, I think this is I think you're saying why they picked this. 97 on Itachi, 99 on Musa. Matching Smudgy's act, but Raiko struggling down there at 91. And Itachi will find a break.
Right before the pause as well.
Yeah, for 6-7 haters, you need Musa to break like now, essentially.
Musa and Smudgy going even, so I think Musa breaking is the only hope that 6-7 hitters have here. But Musa very good on that no more consistency.
Yeah, we've seen it all through this match and qualities, and that's going to be the map. I mean, Smudgy's finding that break. There's nothing else that they're going to be able to do. And Musa, will we see another FC in this match?
Another miss from Raiko there. I think that pretty much has sealed the deal already. Go to the last 1/4 of the map. Musa still holding on to the full combo. Slight combo build up from Smudgy and Itachi. Raiko lagging a bit behind, but doing well all nonetheless. Musa still going strong. We're going to the last section here. Bit of bigger sliders.
Yeah, this is a very, very solid score from Musa. Just so comfortable on this. And Itachi not too shabby as well on that recovery on 450k. And that's going to be a match point now for Footsteps in Japan.
That's going to be the 5th FC of this round for Musa.
That is very, very good. And Raiko did a admirable job on the recovery. 300k is
the
very
300k
solid.
Is pretty good.
300k. I mean, you consider how his act started at that map. A rank 300k is a very solid score for Raiko. No shame in that. It's just not enough to get it over the edge, especially with that FC from Musa.
6-7 haters on the chopping block here, going for the DT3 as expected.
Yeah, instant pick for that. And you think about that DT2, I think this should be very much in the wheelhouse for 6-7 haters to maybe give themselves a chance to take that break point away from Footsteps in Japan on the next pick.
Smudgy quite comfortable on these steps, and I think we'll be seeing Zelen come back in.
Yeah, I'm really looking at, obviously because I don't know Musa too much as a player, how he'll do in that kind of 1v1 in a way versus Smudgy, but Itachi versus Zelen, the battle of the tier 2 seeds, how will they do?
.267 BPM. This one a bunch of bursts here, but largely no aim requirement. And we do have Zelen Smudgy against Musa and Itachi. Footsteps in Japan on that match point. 6-7 haters need to lock in and stop that from happening. To stay in for another map. Now we will be getting started.
Yeah, let's see. Very finger controlling and early breaks for Itachi and Zelen there. Let's see,
a lot of early
hack across the board.
Yeah.
These doubles are pretty tricky. But early stages in the map, Zelen will find another break. Squirrely's not going to go over quite yet, especially because of Smudgy's act recovery going back up to that 95, while Musa still around that 91.5%.
At least not too much though. I think Itachi with a slightly better combo than Zelen, keeping them, or rather bringing that lead back a bit, but the accuracy is not doing them any favors.
Yeah, I think the way that this goes, even if everyone holds, it's going to be very difficult to try to get if it puts up in Japan. Really relying on a Smudgy miss, especially because of that act difference. Up to 97 right now, Smudgy.
2,900 points, the difference between these two teams.
On a knife's edge.
About halfway through the map, and the lead does swap over due to some act drops coming in from Smudgy.
Yeah, I think first break might seal the deal unless it's instantly traded.
Scores is going back and forth between the two teams here, and the tier 2 seemed to have locked. Oh, that was a huge swing of 27,000. I think it was largely due to the act. I didn't see anyone miss.
Yeah, you can see that this recovery from Itachi and Musa on their act. It's doing very well. This is so close.
any miss here and it's just done
Oh,
for, and
that's
that's
that
Elaine
might
with
be
the
it.
miss.
That's it. Zelane's gonna find that break, and now this he's gonna rocket over towards Footsteps in Japan, 140k, and at the break they're gonna see it. And that just
Yeah,
might be it. Like I
that
don't think
might
that
be
there's much
it.
Shoji can do. This is a slow section.
Yeah.
Very respectable from Footsteps in Japan. Itachi putting up a very solid score here, even with the shakes. 900k for
That's,
Itachi, double FC for Musa and Smudgy. But it will be Footsteps in Japan taking this
and
first match.
Musa, just to spite their opponents, goes 6 out of 7 FCs. This
uh,
is, I think he was
it
planning
is.
this all the way along. Like, there's no other way you can explain this.
This tournament is scripted. I'm sorry to say, but that will be it for that match. Footsteps in Japan will go to the 1-0 match here in the group stage, and they'll await for their other match in Group D to conclude, who they'll play for a instant qualification to the upper bracket next weekend. But yeah, this was a very good match. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Footsteps in Japan, from Musa especially. Very good supporting scores from Itachi.
And that's gonna be it for this match. We do have another match in about 25 minutes. We have Amos Cry versus Labubu. Interesting name.
I love these names. Bro.
Amos Cry, Illegal, Mahiro My Angel, and Apple Gurung against Labubu. Mika My Princess, Grim Reaper here, and Let's Be Cool. So that'll be in 25 minutes.
Yep, and that'll be it for me today. So thank you everyone for watching. For me, Space, thank you for commentating. Kimmy, thanks for the stream. And hope you guys enjoy the final match in about 25 minutes for the day.
Yep, see ya.